go ahead and get
Okay, first of all, I want to congratulate Hawaii. I thought that was their best game. You know, coming over here, that's always a difficult trip, and their quarterback played outstanding. Coach Graham calls their defenses and had us off kilter. They beat us in all three phases. You know, one time I heard Lou Holtz said you bring a different football team to the stadium every Saturday. Most of the time I disagree with Lou Holtz on a lot of things, but today I probably agree with him. And it was really, you know, it's probably one of our, I don't know if it was our worst performance, but it seemed out of step considering where we have been. So I have to take a look at myself and say, what kind of things do we do? Were we beat up after the Utah State game? I know Levi had been beat up, but what we did in practice this week, what kind of composition of our game plan, we certainly didn't execute. I thought Hawaii made every play, not every play, but most of them. And so, you know, we're going to lick our wounds. Hopefully we have an opportunity to continue to play. Those decisions are not obviously made by us, but we're going to keep our ear low to the ground. I know this locker room is disappointed right now, but deep down inside they want to keep playing. I think we have elements of being a good football team. We certainly didn't show it today. So, questions?
Great. Speaking of that Lou Holtz quote, I mean, how can you explain the inconsistencies from world beater last week to what we just saw today?
I think you go call Lou Holtz up. You know, I've coached long enough. I mean, these things, and I've been on a lot of things. I think I do not want to minimize their play, because to say that we just were horrendous and did everything else, I think discredits them. I thought Coach Graham did a great job with their guys coming in with the hard edge. They had a couple schemes that we hadn't seen defensively that got us off kilter. And then I think the biggest thing was when the ball got thrown downfield, you know, I don't know if there was a play that we made in the back end. And so whether it's a combination of how much time we gave, but certainly when that ball was in the air, I mean, it was time and time again, you know, they converted, even though, I mean, compounding everything, the play right before the end of the half. Over on offense, I thought if we could stay on the field, Cody, we would have a chance. I know that CSU wore them down. I want to say we meandered around probably the whole first quarter trying to find any groove at all. We thought we'd be able to get some push with the running game. I thought their defensive line negated everything we did up front. There was not a time we were running our power play where we got, you know, some movement or inside zone or some of our other base running plays. And so that made it really difficult for us. We created way too many third down and long plays. And so that's a major issue. I knew that they would be stout up front. I thought we would be able to knock them off the ball more than we did. And maybe that was a false sense of security after last week. Utah State was undersized. These guys were big, strong. They were stumped off, and we couldn't move them. And so as a result, we had to start pushing the ball down the field. And, you know, Cody, that's really not us. And so I think a combination of those two things. And, you know, to say that there was somewhat of a deer in the headlight look by our players, you know, that's what I think our guys had, you know, had a sense of confidence. We're doing this, we're doing that. And then all of a sudden it was like, wow. So, you know, that's some things that I have to address as a head football coach. And, you know, like I said, hopefully we have an opportunity to play another game and to learn from this, because there's a lot of stuff on there. And I want to take a look at myself saying, why in the heck we weren't prepared? Because we weren't. And so if you want to come up with an answer, just say, hey, Coach Bohl didn't have them very well prepared, because in the bottom line, that's what it was, and Coach Graham had that group prepared, and we got schooled up. So there you can put that in your quote.
Obviously, the last sequence of the first half was kind of a killer. When you got them in a 3rd and 14, did you think about calling timeouts and maybe trying to get the ball back? And then after they got the first down, what did you guys go over with the Hail Mary?
Here's what, I was thinking all that. Now, we were off kilter on defense, Ryan, and I'm an old defensive guy, and at that time I was thinking, they're backed up, let's just get out of here, let's regroup. We've got to do some major adjustments at halftime. And so I thought, and, when the quarterback, I think, spun out and picked up the first down, I gnashed my teeth. I did call timeout with 4 seconds left, and the reason why was what I saw at that time, they were going to take a shot in the end zone, and we were not prepared for that at all. And so that's when I did call timeout. If anything kind of encompasses how the whole day went, it was a badass hair day. I mean, it was bad, and we got to move forward from it and learn from it.
Cordero had a big game for them. What's been the thing with these running quarterbacks kind of giving trouble for a defense that's been so dominant in other games?
Anytime you have a quarterback that has mobility, that really poses a major problem. And so a lot of the schemes that you come up with, when you're confronted with somebody like that, that's a real challenge. Now, today they did more predetermined quarterback runs than they had done all season. And I'm sure they looked and said, this is maybe their last game. They're coming over here. They're going to get the trophy back. He's a heck of a competitor, and he was on point. And sometimes I've learned through the years when that quarterback is playing well on defense, you got to get him off rhythm somewhere. And we weren't able to do that. And so it always seemed like we were a one call behind. If we were playing coverage, he'd take off and run. If we were stopping the run, they were going downfield. And like I said, we got to take a hard look at ourselves, how we compose the game plan. But I do not want to sit up here and not acknowledge I thought they played well.
Greg, have you ever coached a team in your entire career that, I don't know if it's the right word, but maybe struggled to find their identity all the way this late, this deep in the season?
I don't think we found it. I don't think we struggled to find our identity. I think we found it. It went the way of the white buffalo today. But yeah, Cody, I've coached a long time. I've coached teams where we won one game, never found an identity. And what we have to realize is, every Saturday, two teams are going to show up, and they got great pride in what they're doing. And I was proud of some of our performances this year. I thought we played really well. And as well as what we played last week against Utah State, I think you can take it 180 degrees different, and played that poorly today. And so, like I said, I've coached 38 years, a lot of ups and downs. I think we've got to regroup and take a look at what we've done well and correct some of the things we did poorly.
Craig, you said you hope there's one more game, because a lot of teams, they either want it just to be over, they want to keep going. You get the sense that your players.
Yeah, you know what, I do, Ryan. But if you go in there right now, there's some guys they're dejected, and also they're 18, they're 22-year-old guys. I don't know how you guys were. I know how I was. I'm confident that they want to play and they want to keep playing football, and I'm in hopes that we're given that opportunity. I can tell you this: I'm going to make a pitch. I think the Mountain West right now is the 6th rated conference in the country. We won all our non-conference games. We ran into a tough conference schedule. We've won 6 games. That qualifies us, and I think arguably the toughest league, maybe better than some of the other ones that are out there above us. And we won 6 games. And so I think I'm in hopes that whoever those decision makers are in the unknown rooms look and say, it's a heck of a league. Wyoming's done some good things. It wasn't like Hawaii was bad. They won 6 games today too, and they beat Fresno. So it's college football. And to answer your question, I'm convinced young people will bounce back. There's a lot of resolve in that room and a lot of good men, and they want to keep playing football and represent Wyoming. Anything else?
You have some great seniors, but not a ton of them. How big would that be to?
What's this?
You have some great seniors, but not a lot of seniors. How big would that be to keep going for just the younger guys?
Well, there's a lot of benefits to playing the postseason play. There are some guys who, we introduced super seniors today. There are going to be some other guys that I'm going to have some conversations with. You know, they're looking, saying, I have my degree. I'm not going to play in the NFL. I've got a meaningful degree from Wyoming. I can go out and start making a good living. I'm going to get married. We have some of those guys, and we haven't had some firm conversations on that. I know that they want to keep on playing. You know, because unlike other sports, when you take those pads off for the last time, it hurts. And our guys, they want to keep playing. I want to keep coaching them. And so there'll be some real benefit to giving guys an opportunity to keep on playing. And then the other thing I think is so important is we have a lot of young emerging players. And an opportunity to get some extra practices in and postseason play is something that's really important. And it won't be, you know, scrimmaging every day and hamburger drills and all that type of stuff. There'll be a lot of teaching moments, but, you know, for guys who've been on the scout team to be able to go out and coach them, we've got some really, really good young players to give them that opportunity. And so that's why I'm in hopes that we're given this opportunity. So that's my pitch to you. Plus, if we play another game, you guys got some more stuff, more work to do, right? If this vote, you guys have a vote, I'm hoping you all vote to put us in there, all right? See ya.
Yeah.